everybody. Welcome back to Make It Work podcast. I'm your host, Tam, with your illustrious other host, Christian Garza.
Hi.
He looks beautiful on camera. Look at that. I'm going to get on his level next week. I swear.
Hope so.
So, one could only hope. Okay. This week we had something really fun planned. We were going to talk about trends and all of that, but then we had a tragedy. We suffered a tragedy in the fashion community, and we're here to discuss that and pay homage to this man's legacy, the great Issey Miyake. So, we want to get into a little bit of his history?
Yes. How do we start? Oh, gosh. So,
Okay.
in my research, like, the first thing we found out is just, like, his devastating, like, childhood. And apparently he didn't really talk about his childhood very often, but his parents were killed in the first bombings in, World War I?
Yes, Hiroshima.
Yes.
They were apart. He's from there. As soon as I Googled and I found that out, I felt like a slight pain in my chest as American. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Why do we have to do it?
They started it.
That's true. Still,
But it
you
is
cannot
unfortunate, all the
overreact.
lives, all the innocent lives, yes. But
Yeah. And he didn't mention it until Barack Obama did his apology. That, like, he was
Really?
a part of that. Yeah. At least that's what the
wow, I
internet
didn't know
said.
that.
He didn't talk about
Oh,
it.
gosh.
But he still managed to have a good life and use his creativity. You told me that he went to school in Paris.
Oh, yeah. So he ended up going to school. I wonder what his in-between was, since he didn't really speak on it very much. But, you know, that in-between, like, who then took care of him, and
Yes.
how did he end up, you know, going to school in Paris to study couture, and, like, how to do these fabrication, which would later come out in, like, all of his, like, fashion work and all the pleating. And I like his techniques, that he was always looking for futuristic, like, techniques
Yes.
or new processes, but always combining it with, like, legacy things, so, like, never losing that craftsmanship. So yeah, he goes to school in Paris, and what was it, he interned or practiced under Guy Laroche.
Yes, he worked for Hubert Givenchy.
Yes.
He was doing a bunch of fashion sketches. It said 50 to 100 a day, so it's a little sweatshopish.
That's great. He's very productive. He must be like Capricorn.
I was going to say, because I've seen you do your sketches, and it doesn't look like something that you're just shipping out all day long, like data entry.
It does take, yeah. It's like, you know, and then coming up with the ideas, it's just like, whatever. Anyway,
So
so
he
he's very
also went to
productive.
school. Yeah, he also went to school for graphic design, I believe, in his home country
Oh,
of
right.
Japan. So that's probably how he got, you know, the technical skill for this. Like you
Yes.
mentioned, though, he was always up on the new technology, and I really love that about his brand. I think that's what drew me to it. He reminds me a lot of, or I guess she reminds me of him, Iris Van Harpen, how she uses technology to
Oh,
create
yeah,
all of her,
definitely.
like, whimsical shapes and patterns and stuff. Issey is most popular for his Please Please line.
Like, you know, all these, like, what, Shein and H&M and all these who are, like, mass producing them now. But, you know, like, where they came from. And I wonder if all these, like, Insta thoughts know, like, the actual creator of these, like, garments. No,
I don't
I'm
think
sure they
so. And also, he had, I guess the prevalence was like initially in the 80s when it first came out, and it was this new cool thing. Towards the 90s, as a 90s child, I remember that being adopted, the pleats thing, for work wear. And it was like my grandma and her coworkers had all these like skinny pleated, slinky pants and shirts that matched. And I know they
And
were.
I guess it was like, I'm sure that was like the precursor. Do you remember those like early 2000s trend, which I hope don't come back? But it was like clothes that were super small, but of course they were like,
Yes!
I don't know what those were called. I have to look
They're
at
like
that.
they're like scrunchy shirts worn by Xenon of the 21st century. I would have like
Yes.
the pink ombre, the purple ombre.
And you could like buy them at like Walgreens. It's like this random ball of fabric. Anyway.
And it's a tube top, it's a skirt.
Yes, what is it? Nobody knows.
Oh, that's hilarious. I definitely think that his style like made way for that to be popular.
Like I see a bunch of people on my like feed. I guess at the time it was like futuristic.
Yeah.
But now it just seems so like effortless because it, you know, especially like in fashion, whenever they're trying to sell things to like stores or convince the clientele that it is, you know, it fits every body. You know, it looks great on every body. No, it doesn't. This corset is not going to fit my size 14 body. But anyway, so these pleats are great because it actually like contours. And, it just like fits. It's flattering.
Yes, and it can be worn in a variety of ways. So if you bought like the pleats please dress with that little bit of a high neck and those like cap sleeve kind of, you could put a belt on that and maybe wear it to work. You could sort of maybe hike it up a little bit and wear it out with some high heels. It's a lot of variety in that where you could wear them, especially because they're expensive, so you're going to get the bang for your buck. And then, like you say, it also will look flattering on a variety of body types, unlike most of the things that are put out. So, like, if you're a girl that has, like, a bigger bust or whatever, it'll still look just as cute on you. And, like, the pleats won't go from tiny to ginormous. It'll still look appropriate.
Yes. And I just imagine, like, obviously, like, whenever they first were produced, those same, it's consistent. So it's, like, a classic. So that is in fashion right now. Consistently,
yes. And after the news came out of his passing, maybe I am a morbid, capitalist, but I immediately went to eBay and I wanted to see what the stuff was going for, because I buy like old fashioned, because of what we talked about in the other episode, How I Met Your Father, about how we met at Finham. I'm always online like looking for, I think this is going to be like on trend, so I'm going to buy this designer outfit that's like cheap right now. I scored some Gautier right before it came back in fashion. I felt really good about that.
Oh,
so
good.
the morning that, the news was about Issey, I'm like, let me go see what's going on. Pleats Please has very consistent across the years and across its iterations. Like, it has been produced by this company. Sometimes designers have special collaborations with stores like Neiman Marcus, whatever. His quality and the designs are very, very consistent. I like that. So if you have something, or if you, like your grandma, your mom has something, you hold on to it, you can wear it right now, it'll still look cute. He kept that integrity.
Yes. And, like, I've been wanting, like, these pleated pants, but I'm just waiting till, like, this right size, and then I will get some.
Skinny legend, cropping a very skinny, model of picture.
Yes.
Some of the celebrities that have been famed for wearing his stuff out, this is very relaxed, kind of cool vibe, hipstery fashion.
Yeah, I imagine, I don't know, I recall seeing any of it, like, would see it and on, like, a red carpet,
Yeah. I've mostly seen it, like, off-duty style with celebrities.
Yes.
They're out, and it's like, I want those pants,
Off-duty.
and you do them, like, $600. Like, oof, okay, maybe I gotta buy the Shein one. Who do you think will take over the brand, or do you think this will be one of those that kind of go by the wayside because he was the brains behind it?
I liked how he was consistently like working, like within his company. It was just like everybody was collaborators, and so I think he stepped away for some time from like actual design, and then somebody stepped up that worked closely with him. And so I just imagine, it's probably like what happened at like McQueen, Sarah Burton was like his right-hand person, and they just kind of like filled in that role after it was needed.
I think it works out better that way when it's someone that has worked directly under the designer and that's been at the company, because I feel like sometimes when the designers take over a big house or something that's like very well known for a particular style, they feel the pressure of trying to make it their own and put their imprint on it instead of just carrying it on, continuing the greatness.
Yes.
So, yes, Sarah Burton, it was, if you're like a fashion person, of course you could tell, but for the mass market and the average consumer, it wouldn't be that much of a distance between like what Alexander McQueen was putting out, producing himself, from what she was putting out. We can only hope that there's somebody over here in the Issey Miyake camp that can do the same thing, because we don't want to damage the brand integrity by you trying to make a name for yourself. Everybody knows about like the Infonious, I believe that's how you say that, Infonious, tech bro outfit. Steve Jobs is like the creator of this style. I'm not going to care about my look, because I'm all about my brain, my thoughts, my creations. I'm wearing this uniform type of thing. I'm going to streamline my life. But the outfit was designed by the great Issey Miyake.
What do you mean? How so?
That turtleneck thing that he was wearing every day, that's the Issey design. Mm-hmm. So while people are out, there's a lot of propaganda online. There's a lot of slander. Oh, you people want to spend all your money on clothes and this and that designer, but the rich people, the billionaires, Steve Jobs, All right, Mark Zuckerberg, they don't do that. They wear the same outfit every day. His outfit was also designer just because it was plain and it was boring.
Yes.
Does not mean that there was not
well
integrity.
Made.
Yes, well made. And, you know, he had a lot of them. And what else?
I think that what he did that is probably because it took away, you know, another decision that they had to make in the morning.
Yes, I definitely agree with that.
So
I love a uniform.
Yeah.
For work.
Yes.
I grew up going to private school, so I'm used to it, the conformity. And I feel like for situations that demand assimilation and conformity, most of the time work, especially office situations, just assign me an outfit. Stop pretending like business casual is a real thing and making me buy these substitute teacher ass clothes. And just like give me a polo shirt with your logo on it and I'll wear that. The like idea of freedom that you're giving, letting me pick my own clothes. It's not really. You want me to wear a cardigan. You want me to wear slacks. Stop trying to make it complicated.
Well, also like, yeah. And so it's like one less thing to deal with. And, you know, we're constantly, I was telling this to one of my friends recently. It's just like, he has like a hard time making decisions because, you know, like we have decision fatigue. It's just like we're constantly having to make so many decisions about everything. So anyway, that's my rant on uniforms.
And apparently, Steve Jobs reached out to Issey personally and said, "Oh, I found this black turtleneck that I like that you made. I want to commission about 100 of them. You know, just so I never run out."
So it was officially like an Issey Miyake like turtleneck.
Yes.
Oh, really? So that's great.
Apple's first brand collaboration. And now, I don't know if this will open up more. It's on topic, but off topic. Skims with Kim Kardashian recently launched a collaboration with Beats by Dre, so they're going to have like flesh-toned headphones and stuff. I feel like maybe Issey missed his bag with Apple. He could have designed something over there. Or maybe he did, we just don't know.
I remember seeing the post about it, like on Women's Wear, but I didn't see any pictures. Did they release any? Of the Kim?
Yes, they did.
Collaboration. Oh.
Yeah.
Were they cute? Or are they just beats with neutral shades? Yes.
They're beats in neutral shades. And again, I don't know if I like the lack of integrity here because I feel like this is a Kanye Yeezy leftover that is being branded as Skims. Because we had like 3 years of him putting out only nude tones and neutrals and the whole family was wearing it and all that. And it's like she's taking that mantle up as if it's her own when that's the Yeezy DNA. I don't know. Maybe I think too deeply into things.
I mean, she didn't have great like style before he met her. So
all Hervé dresses and bright colored Louboutins.
Oh yes, God. Oh, and belts, needless belts over dresses or things.
And blazers and leggings.
Yes, that was a weird time in fashion.
Someone recently was posting a bunch of, it was Ashley Tisdale. She was posting all her outfits, and it was crazy. Like, people used to wear dresses with jeans and workwear to the club. I don't like it.
I guess that's something else we could talk about. Is just like, I don't know. Well, do you go out in LA or like where you live?
Yeah, I go out. Mostly in LA.
Do y'all dress?
Going out in the sun. I do. I try my best. But let's be truthful. I feel like LA is more about the scene and about the look. So you're going out to dress cute in the event that you will see somebody, like a celebrity or just other friends that are also dressed cute. But then in the suburbs, it's people are just going out to like have a good time. And get drunk. So I see girls wearing like wedges and shit to the club, and I don't approve of that. Sandals to the club, that's a no for me also. Don't like it.
But maybe it was because when I started going out, it was whenever I was living out in LA, and we would go out all the time. And, you know, because, like, that's what I saw. I was like, okay, so, like, going out is, like, a whole production. Like, you want to look nice, and you have a whole cute outfit. And then I came back to Dallas, and, you know, people are wearing their, like, not button-down, like, their button-down flannels and like their random t-shirts, their cargo shorts with their flip-flops, and you know, especially like after COVID, I'm like, if I'm gonna go out, it's gonna be a production because like, what's the point of always seeing it? Like, yes. So I was like, you have to serve a look. I feel like, what's the point otherwise?
You could just stay home.
Otherwise, I could have just stayed at home. Yes.
But these people, and I don't want to judge them because alcoholism and drug use and all of that is real. But it's the difference between the people that are going out to be seen and the people that are going out to get fucked up, and I can tell. You got those sandals on. You got, like you said, cargo shorts. Are you going camping? You got extra beers in those pockets? What's going on?
Travesty.
In Texas, do you see like cowboy chic out in the clubs?
I don't know if it's chic, but I see cowboy.
What were they calling it? The yeehaw agenda.
Is it? Well, like we have a gay club here, and it's I guess it's Western themed. It's called Roundup, and it's a lot of fun. Up until a certain time, I think it's like 11 or something. They play like country music. People are out there like two-stepping, and then you wait for like the time to change, and then it gets like club music, dancing.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I feel like farmers have money, so I guess like I might fuck with a little two-step, a little line dance, meet the right man.
Do they though? I thought crops were like low this year, and and that shows in their outfits.
I'm not keeping up with the price. I'm not keeping up with the price of grain.
It's Texas. I don't know why I know this. It's like apparently the crop was bad or something, and there'll be another like 13 months of winter.
Oh.
I don't know.
You're getting all that on the ground news.
Yes. What is that? Like Farmer's Almanac. It's like people.
Yeah.
I don't know. People follow that, right?
Yes, they do.
And they call me crazy because I like the Zodiac.
Well, also the whole farm thing is why we have daylight savings time. It's like to help them with their job. It has nothing to do with us regular working people. It's for the farm people.
Yeah. It's just to confuse us twice a year.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yes.
Also, though, speaking of like fashion and Texas and all of that, maybe it's the oil money out there, but you guys all of a sudden got a bunch of like the major fashion houses to open flagships there.
Oh, like who recently?
Like, no, I mean, like in the past 8-10 years, you've gotten all the big people. Of course,
definitely.
the market started down there. But then you got like a Louboutin store, you got Chanel. You guys have all the stuff now.
Well, there's a lot of like oil money, especially like in Houston. There's like a lot of money and hurricanes.
Big rich Texas.
Yes. Apparently, those people didn't really have a lot of money.
Oh, that were on the
it's
show?
debatable. I'm poor.
Who am I?
It's relative. Who am I to say whether or not they had a lot of money?
So,
Me sitting at home eating chicken McNuggets and judging them. Oh, you only have $5 million. What a peasant.
She's not as rich as she said she was.
Yes.
I saw them driving the same Bentley that they had on the show. They don't really got no money. So, do you guys have, in LA, we have a whole bunch of hipsters. So, I've seen, like, Issey Miyake stuff out on the street on people who, maybe don't look like they got a lot of money. Downtown LA, walking an unusually large dog. Do you guys have hipsters out in Texas that might be wearing the brand?
Oh, dear. I think we do. It's probably, like, a different type of hipster. These are, like... the hipsters that are like Instagram, like trendy. It's like the hipsters that are dirty and wearing thrift store clothes, which I'm all for thrifting, but they look like they were thrifted.
No, I get what you mean. These are like tattooed, smoking, old cowboy hat wearing hipsters.
Yes, who haven't washed their hair in a while.
Yeah. Okay, you got a Venice Beach variety of hipster out there.
Exactly.
Where it's like the West Hollywood hipsters, they got money. They're wearing the designer. They're going to trendy restaurants. Do we know anything about Issey Miyake's personal life? Gay, straight, children.
I don't know. And the thing that the last like documentary that I watched, it didn't address it at all. Maybe he was repressed. We'll have to look it up. I don't know.
It does seem a little bit of repression. That's what makes me lean towards gay. I don't want to judge and I don't want to out anyone, but I feel like he's from that time where you didn't talk about it if you weren't traditional.
Right.
Especially given his culture being Japanese. So it's like, I'm doing something that at large people don't approve of, so I'm going to just keep it to myself. I'm not going to talk about it. We're not going to.
I guess
you were living in
culture,
New York.
I guess. Oh, right, because he was at Jeffrey Bean.
Yeah, so it's like you were out
for a brief time.
The scene in the places. But, so, no
Yeah.
men, no women. I don't trust that. I don't care who you have sex
That
with.
must have been
You gotta
hard.
have sex with someone.
Yes. Age appropriate.
Age appropriate, consenting.
Yes.
But it's got to be somebody. If you're not letting off that with anybody, I don't trust you. I feel like you got some type of killer energy.
Oh, for sure.
Somebody's got to like you.
That should be the title. Somebody's gotta like you. I hope so.
If not, I don't want you around me with that weirdness. You might shoot the place up.
Oh, I hope not.
That's where those people come from, you know, the incels.
Well, yeah, it's all that like religion. Yeah, it's like having to fit into that mold and being repressed. Anyway, that's a tangent.
I can't say this person's name. Yoshiyuki Miyamame, appointed head designer of the women's collection in 2012.
There was also that one that he did a collaboration with that artist Murakami. Was it the one? Is she the one with the dots? So the contribution would be his line of perfumes.
Lo,
Do you want to attempt to say it?
Yeah, that's
beautiful. Love it.
That's my guess. Lo de Issey. Apparently,
Lo.
this is what was making all the money in the 90s. The brands, you had to have a perfume out, like the Great Elizabeth Taylor and Paris Hilton to follow. Because you can keep clothes forever, but that perfume is going to run out, and you're going to need to buy more.
Yes, well, and also, you know, like everybody moves into perfume because it's accessible luxury. You know, so like you might not be able to afford that, you know, Louis Vuitton bag, but you can at least afford the perfume, and then it gives them a sense, you know, of that luxury. That's like the entry drug into like, you know, feeling like they belong into that like life.
That makes sense, because I follow this man on TikTok, and his whole spiel is he buys the cheapest thing on these luxury designer sites. And it could be anything from like a pencil to a pair of flip-flops to, perfume.
Somebody sent me a TikTok. I think we'll have to find it and we'll superimpose it on top of us. But about somebody else who buys like the cheapest thing at the designer stores, and then they recreate a bag using their shopping bag.
I've seen that.
So, like,
I've seen that.
Yes. It's so cool, and like they look like legitimate bags.
I saw a girl doing it with like the Louis Vuitton when they had the orange bags. And she was simply putting them inside like a little plastic bag covering and doing the holes and putting like a metal chain through it, and the girls were buying them. She had a whole Etsy shop.
Yes. That's great. Like, super cheap.
Super cheap.
To produce.
Yes, to produce. I am wondering if, because of, you know, the passing of Issey, if there will be a resurgence in the popularity with celebrities and stuff pulling pieces and wearing them out. And then, of course, you know, fast fashion takes its cues from that. And are they going to start bootlegging, and will we get like a whole bunch of pleats for fall?
I don't know. I'm sure it'll be more saturated, but right now I feel like pleats are pretty everywhere, right? Like those pants, like most people have them. Yeah.
Those like accordion pants.
Yes.
You know what is another thing that Issey did that's popular right now? He had, on top of the pleats, of course, like these juxtaposition kind of collage looking prints of statues on the clothes, and we can for sure put a picture in, but I feel like that's very, very on trend now. All of these girls are wearing these digitally printed outfits that have like a statue or a picture of something else on top of them, and most of the time it's like giving the illusion of a naked body. And And Issey is the first person I remember seeing do that.
Oh. One other thing we could talk about is like his fashion shows and how like in all of them it wasn't like a model straightforward just like walking the runway. Instead it was like them bouncing around because a lot of the stuff had pleats. He wanted them to see the movement. And, you know, like they're demonstrating like the cut and like the shape that the actual garment was taken. And I remember it was like a big thing that, you know, the pleating was a big process, but he also loved to use like one single piece. Yes. I forgot what it was called. It was like POC or something. It's like piece of cloth, I think. And so yeah, so like using one piece of cloth that had the pleating, so then it would still contour to the body. So I kind of like related that to like, you know, the bias cut. You can like make a whole like one dress with one seam just using the bias. He
got this idea from Madeleine Vionnet. She was famous for using a single piece of cloth. Yes, she was famous for that, and he like was very inspired. He took that, and I think that's probably what helped him inspire the pleats thing too, because you can make the fabric and do more with shapes and different things like that with the single piece.
Yes.
Also good for the environment.
Although a lot of his clothing was made out of what, polyester, which is like oil.
Not very biodegradable.
Let's get some silk in there. Yes.
You know, but again, all black people, they love polyester. My grandma calls them the two twins, and she has all these outfits that are wrinkle-proof, fireproof, this, that. And she loves them.
Yeah.
He was part of that time. Probably holds the pleats a lot better, too. He's calling it the fabric memory, when really it was just, they were bent and pressed into submission.
Yes. These oil fabrics. Anyway, yeah, maybe that's the next thing that the brand could like introduce, especially because it's sustainability. I guess if you're actually buying the brand's, you know, the Miyake brand pleated pants, then you're probably not buying them like you are a Shein pant. Is it Shein or Shein? Shein.
Who knows? The cheap clothes.
Who knows? Who cares? They're just like, yes.
You're everybody's getting 10 outfits for $99.99.
Right, and then everywhere, like people are coming up, and it's like, oh, I got this clothes from Shein. It's like, okay, well, congratulations, you spent very little, and it'll be in the trash can like next week.
Yeah.
I feel like they took it to another level.
Yes.
With like mass producing garments, like making trends even faster, and like they go to the wayside even quicker, and just things are really disposable.
Yeah, I read a whole article about it, how they're calling it one-time wear clothing. And it's literally, the premise is, so you wear this out, or, you know, you wear it and take pictures of yourself to post on social media, or, you know, for an event, and then you get rid of it, because they're saying our culture has advanced in a way that we don't really want to wear the same clothes, and we don't want to. It's like we're creating the characters all the time. So this week we're a flower child and we're wearing like our Coachella hippie outfits, and next week we'll be on our motorcycle wear trend. And it'll keep going like that.
Awful.
Whereas before, people used to build
part of their
wardrobes.
Like, marketing?
I don't think it's part of their marketing, but they're definitely tapped into that DNA of like social media culture, and how the idea of having a wardrobe is not cool anymore. Like having staple pieces and all that is not. No, people want that new crop top.
That's awful. I guess just because I follow a lot of minimalists who have like the same garments or similar like looking things, and they just consistently wear the same thing. But yeah, it's just like people, I don't know, it shouldn't be disposable. And
they're blaming like influencer culture, but I feel like it's beyond that.
Well, like they're the company and it's working out in their benefit that people, you know, it's like the cycle. It's just like they're excited. They want people to believe that things should be one-time use because they want people to purchase their clothing. That's awful. I guess that's what we can talk about next week, sustainability.
Yes, sustainability in fashion, and how as we move faster with technology, how it becomes maybe less of a priority, and like how social media and influencer culture and the idea of your online persona plays a part in that too, because I feel like for years, just working in the office, I wore the same sweater every single day. I left it on my chair in the office. Like, I don't care what you people, I see you all the time. But outside of that, no way. Like, I'm wearing a different outfit every single time I go out. I'm like very conscious of what my husband has already seen. Like, oh, we already went on a date wearing this, I'm gonna wear something else. It's like, that's not normal. There were times where people like bought a silk dress and that was their dress for the season, you know, and they wore it all the time.
Also, so like actually I opened up a Depop and I sold my first garment this week, which is really exciting.
Put your Depop in. We're going to put the link to his Depop. Go buy something.
Oh yeah, buy all my things. But it was exciting because there was this piece that I really loved. I saw it at a thrift store, but it wasn't my size, but I really loved it. And I couldn't find somebody to like gift it to. And I was like, well, I'll just sell it. Anyway, I sold it to this person who I'm sure they'll appreciate it, but there's already so much clothing out there. So like, we don't need to like, if you're going to like cycle through your clothing and purchase new things constantly, why not try a thrift store instead?
Yes. Care about the environment in our situation. You see how hot it is this summer? This is not normal. And it's because we're ruining the planet and the earth with our shenanigans in our games.
And then, you know, so like all the fashion houses, they're like going furless because, you know, like the killing and the cruelty and everything. But really, like, there's enough for already, like, on the, you know, secondhand markets.
Yes.
Like, they could just repurpose that. Like, we don't need to be killing animals.
Yes, I agree. And then in the future, just coming up with less harmful ways to make fabric, like just because it's a cheap way, or you can do it out of these chemicals and you can keep a larger profit. If it's not best for like the workers, first of all, that have to handle this stuff, and then the end use, like it can't disintegrate in a bio landfill or whatever, stop making it.
Yes.
You know, as a consumer, I shouldn't have to worry about all those extra steps. That's your job, producing it. I just want to have fun, look cute.
But they just care about the bottom line, you know, so.
Yeah. We have to start respecting our planet because it's not going to matter if you're the most well-dressed bitch the day that the world ends.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. I feel like, you know, especially like in the fashion world, he's like a staple. But to the larger, you know, people who are like care less about like the designers, most people don't know about like the pleating and his contribution to design and the processes of like fashion design. So maybe it'd be nice if all these people who are on Instagram rocking their Zara pleated pants, if they knew where they were from.
Yes. Pay respect to the creative minds, you know, that bring this stuff. They're like architects for our day-to-day lives. So just because you can get it cheaply doesn't mean that you should not respect where it came from. Google Issey Miyake, look at his clothes, watch this episode, watch an old fashion show. They're very entertaining. Like he said, the models are dancing around, bouncing, having fun, wearing flying saucer-looking outfits. It's very cool.
Like, subscribe, leave a review, share with your mother. Oh, yeah. So, and also don't forget to email us your questions if you have any. Yes. Our email is in the description. And continue the dialogue.
Yeah, and follow us on TikTok. We're going to talk about fashion stuff on TikTok. I'm going to post some Issey Miyake, like some of my favorite looks this week, so be on the lookout for that.
Yes, and she is going to be dancing to the new Megan Thee Stallion song. I'm just kidding. She will not be.
I can't dance, so y'all don't want to see that. All right, let's keep it.
Yeah.
Let's keep it respectful. Let's keep our pride.
Yes. Well, I feel like I'm really long and lanky, so that whenever I dance, I look like one of those car dealership, like, noodles.
Me too. And so, it's, like, very unsexy and awkward.
Yes, so we're not dancing. But follow us anyway.
Follow us anyways. It'll be a good time, I promise.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Bye.